All right, guys, I am back with a brand new movie and TV show update. And we have some pretty cool things to look at since my update last week. So we're going to roll right into the photos. Now, I had this ready for my last update, and I don't think I shared it. But if I did, I do apologize for sharing it here. But it says Zack Snyder has revealed that he has hopes to go back and reshoot the ending to his controversial 2011 film Sucker Punch with the original cast members. He said he was never happy with the ending and that he could get all of them together and that they could relatively look the same and still shoot a brand new ending and do the film justice. Now, I don't remember how the film ended, but I remember seeing that. I watched it once and I actually really enjoyed the movie, but I don't remember much about it. But I couldn't comment specifically on the end of the movie. So this is interesting. This has to do with the Home Alone and Christmas Vacation movies. It says Chevy Chase caused Chris Columbus to leave Christmas Vacation and make Home Alone. Chris Columbus claimed that Chevy Chase treated him like dirt during the Christmas Vacation meetings. He eventually called up John Hughes and told him there was no way he could make it work. Weeks later, he received 2 scripts, and one of them was for Home Alone. So we got 2 awesome holiday movies out of this little fiasco, and it probably turned out for the best. So this is something that has been gestating for a very, very long time, but it says, prepare for turbulence. Gremlins 3 is coming and currently in development. A sequel to Gremlins 1984 about cute little creatures that transform into uncontrollable monsters. Now, this movie has been off and on for many years. But it looks like it might finally be gaining some ground, and we will probably hear some stuff here in 2024. So this is pretty much a done deal now. I've been hearing some interesting things in regards to this, but it says Spider-Man 4 starring Tom Holland and Zendaya will reportedly start filming in 2025. So they are getting closer to doing a another 2-movie deal with him, and he will be coming back as Spider-Man. So it looks like we will be getting a Bad Boys 4 in 2024. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence will return for another action sequel, which also breaks up a surprising movie record for Smith. So it looks like this will be probably the longest streak he's had for returning for sequels. I had just talked about, I did my movie update, or not my movie update, but my top 10 films of 2024. And one of those was The Equalizer 3, and I talked about how Denzel Washington has never done a sequel before, that the Equalizer series was the only time he's ever come back for sequels. And it looks like this will be for Will Smith as well. He'll be in four films, and that'll be his longest run in a series. Looks like Netflix is rebooting Chronicles of Narnia with Greta Gerwig, the person who did Barbie, and it could revive canceled plans for the franchise from 12 years ago in the process. I wish they would have just continued. Those 3 films that they made I thought were pretty awesome, and it would have been fun to see them continue the series. But it looks like they're going to be rebooting it after all with Greta Gerwig, and who knows what she'll do with it, but I don't have high hopes for that. Now, George Lucas made this interesting comment, and I totally agree with him here. I've discovered that most critics themselves are cinematically illiterate. They don't really know much about movies. They don't know the history. They don't know the technology. They don't know anything. So for them to try to analyze it, they are lost. And that comes directly from George Lucas himself. And I agree, critics are being exposed for a lot of the frauds that they are. And that stems off of some stuff that has happened over the last couple of weeks and with Rotten Tomatoes. So I've reported on this before, but there is a new Twisters movie coming out. And it looks like it is going to be releasing this next year. And Glenn Powell, the star, says 2024's Twisters is not a sequel, remake, or reboot of 1996's Twister. It is definitely not a reboot. We're not trying to recreate the story from the first one. It's a completely original story. There are no characters from the original movie back. And so this is not, it's just a standalone film that's in the same genre as Twister. So it is not a sequel, prequel, or remake, or reboot, which is interesting. So here are all of the comic book movies releasing in 2024. We have Madam Web on February 14th, which I don't think is going to do well at all. You have Deadpool 3, which is releasing on July 26th, which I think out of this list is probably going to be the most profitable and best film. You have Kraven the Hunter, which I know nothing about, but a lot of people are excited for that on August 30th. And then August 4th is Joker Folie à Deux, and that is the sequel, and I do believe that one will do well. It is going to be a musical, which I think is going to hinder it a little bit, but that is coming. I am looking forward to that one. And then you have Venom 3, which is coming out on November 8th. I actually enjoyed both the Venom films. I will be checking out the third, but the only one on this list I'm really not interested in is Madam Web. So next up, we have something in regards to Cobra Kai. The final season will be starting to film very soon, and it says 10 episodes are confirmed, but with the longest runtime of the whole show. New dojo name will be decided in the first episode of that season. The last episode, there will be 10, is titled The Karate Kid. It is aiming for a 2024 release date before the new Karate Kid film releases, so approximately sometime between September and November of this coming year. Everyone has their spotlight in the season, and these have all been confirmed by the co-writer and writer of Cobra Kai via his Twitter account. And for those who didn't know, there is a new Karate Kid movie coming out, and it is going to have also Daniel LaRusso. Well, it looks like Daniel LaRusso, and also we're going to have the Karate Kid remake. It looks like we're going to have a character from that movie also that came out, also returning. I think I shared that in a previous update. Now this you could put in the aisle of weird, or in the category of just weird. It says Disney is going to launch a kids' book adaptation of Ridley Scott's Alien. And the title of this is Alien is the Ideal Way to Learn Your ABCs. That's just bizarre. I'll be interested in checking this out when it gets released. This is some weird stuff. So there is a Civil War movie that is going to be released here in 2024, and it's by Alex Garland and the company A24. And it says, there were some reports out there that the runtime of the movie was going to be 3 hours and 15 minutes. But Variety has confirmed that the movie starring Kirsten Dunst is 109 minutes, so it's not even 2 hours long. So we'll see when this movie comes out. This movie has piqued the interest of a lot of people. It says Chad Stahelski is set to direct the video game adaptation of Ghost of Tsushima, but which actors would be perfect to play lead character Jin? So they've got some ideas. I didn't click on this, but it looks like we are getting the Ghost of Tsushima coming out as a movie adaptation. Pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Now, this is another odd decision by Disney. Apparently, this Ironheart show or movie was finished filming in late 2022, so over a year ago, but isn't going to premiere until 2025. Now, that's if it ever gets released. I don't know who asked for this character. I don't know who's interested in this character. It was kind of thrown into the last Black Panther film, and it was just a weird add-on. And the fact that they made a movie or a TV show out of it is kind of odd, and it's kind of weird that they're holding it back. By the time it gets released, it will have been almost 4 years. This is in regards to Beverly Hills Cop 4. Eddie Murphy describes the filming as very difficult. He goes, "I'm not in my 20s anymore. It was an action movie, so it was a rough one, but we got through it." I'm looking forward to this. This also should be released early next year, and it will be streaming on Netflix. Something I wanted to add, which was kind of interesting here, they posted the poster for the new Ghostbusters film last week, and I actually liked it and made a comment, and Dan Aykroyd actually liked my comment, which I thought was pretty cool. I am looking forward to this film quite a bit. Gets released this next year. Now, this is something I'd never heard about, but it says Tim Burton's unmade Catwoman was an $18 million black and white movie, says Batman Returns writer. Selena Kyle was low-key living in a small town. That would be interesting to see. This would have been a lot better than the Halle Berry movie that they released that had nothing to do with this. They should have stuck with this. I think it would have been a very popular film back when these were being released. So we had one star that just passed away here, I think yesterday as a matter of fact, Tom Wilkinson, who was a character actor. He was actually in Batman Begins, and he played Carmine in that film, and he will be missed. So there's another Quiet Place movie coming out here in early 2024, Well, I'd say mid. It looks like it's going to be June 28th. A Quiet Place Day 1 is on Variety's list of most anticipated films of 2024. The prequel to the 2018 post-apocalyptic thriller will premiere on June 28th. So I'm expecting to see certain characters back for that were not in... Well, they had small roles in the other two films. But we should see some of these back, especially John Krasinski as the father. That should be a full-on prequel. Now, a lot of people are excited for this. I actually own the cartoon and have never watched it, but it says Avatar: The Last Airbender premieres February 22nd on Netflix. So they're expecting this to be a faithful adaptation, and a lot of people are excited for this. All right, guys, so there is my movie and TV show update for the week. I do appreciate the support. We will see you on the next video.